is called to order. Former Mayor Mike Kluffman will lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike. We need a roll call to determine if we've got a quorum tonight.
Ron Fruit.
Here.
Karen Tepley.
Here.
Tom McCarthy.
Here.
Mark Chambers.
Here.
Melanie Walters. Here. Kevin Melby.
Here.
Steve Downs.
Here.
Ryan Cairns.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, was this meeting properly noticed?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, next on the agenda, approval of the minutes. Let the council take a minute to review those and entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the council minutes from 10/1/24.
The motion from Ms. Tepley, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. McCarthy. Any discussion of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Next is approval of the agenda. Take a moment to review. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move public comment in front of the closed session in case anyone wants to address the council. I don't want to make them wait through that. Other than that, I have no changes. Are there any other necessary revisions? Okay, in that case, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
That was Mr. Downs on the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Melby. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of approving tonight's agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. The agenda is approved. Next, City and Utility Department have reports and concerns. Mr. Gall.
Good evening. From the utility, tomorrow night is our commission meeting at 5:30. Working on the budget. We participated in the trunk or treat at the park. It was a pretty big success for the community. Electric will be installing AMI meters shortly, with water to follow in the spring. Been talking a lot with the city on partnerships with our budgets on equipment to stretch our dollars farther, and just looking at doing things a lot leaner within the utility, how we purchase, how we use things, breaking down, to me, those silos we've talked about in here, and working better together. And on Friday, we actually meet with WPPI on the servers for this building. And that's about all I have right now, unless there's any questions.
Thank you. Matt Williams. Anything for the council or for the public tonight?
Just got that recommendation for that land split for, Doris, sorry. Let's see this again, Arlene Fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Planning Commission did recommend it to go on to council. They're just looking to divide the two lots, total lot acreage was 7 acres. They're dividing basically in half. They're gonna sell the one half with the
Matt.
house.
We'll cover that in a little bit. How we doing on, it's from what I see in here, it sounds like building permits might be up a little bit.
They are, yep, just got a couple today, that are asking, just inquiring on getting garages built still this year, so hopefully they're gonna go on with that. Working on some other stuff with the county as well, so.
Thanks. Madam Librarian.
So at the library, we are also working on our budget. Our next library board meeting is Monday, the 18th. We also participated in Trunk or Treat. We brought the games out, the Trunk or Treat trail. Very successful. And we had our 55th anniversary open house on November 2nd, which was very well attended, over 200 people. So it was great to build some community on that day. And I think that's all.
Excellent, thank you. Mr. Glasswinner.
Yeah, so on the economic development side, we continue to work on the Orange Street corridor. Some of the elements that we are working on there is the redevelopment authority and how that is reformed or shifted so that we can continue with development in the downtown area. We have been working on the HUD grant that we received. It's actually congressional funding that we received in $2.5 million. We are working now to figure out how we can best deploy that fund, considering that the hospital has changed some of their immediate plans. So that's a big project for us. Continue to work on housing subdivisions, tax incremental finance districts, looking at creating some new ones again back down in the downtown area. And I continue to work with Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation on community development investment grants. We're working on closing out one right now that I started when I was with the county that dealt with Rockbridge Child Care Facility. And we're looking at, Los Amigos has one active here in the city, and then we're doing kind of a pre-qualification process with one that we're hopeful we may be able to bring to the council and have you review in the future. With regard to the public works side of things, one thing that's occurring is we do have a complete overlay of the city with fiber optic from Frontier Communications. So that's I've talked to Scott a lot about that and worked with him. Matt's assisted us in reviewing all those plans, but they are looking at overlaying the entire city with new fiber. So we've been reviewing a lot of right-of-way permits, making sure that we're covered from an insurance standpoint, that they have the proper applications to be doing what they are doing in our right-of-ways. The teams are in kind of the prepping for winter, snowfall, pulling in equipment, changing over equipment, pulling in things, picnic tables and trash cans and things of that nature, doing some final string trimming, trying to get that wrapped up so that spring, we're set in the spring for a little bit. And from a director standpoint, I'm doing an awful lot of inventory control slash what Scott mentioned, lean analysis. So do we have the right equipment to do the job? Is there more efficient equipment to do the job? Are we doing things that we maybe don't have to do, but it's just kind of been a tradition? So a lot of those things are being discussed with Public Works and other committees, and so I'm certain that there are some shifts coming that the council will probably need to consider. So that's all I have for tonight.
Would you do something else for me?
Sure.
Would you introduce to the public the person sitting to your left?
Well, we did have we're stealing Melanie's.
Oh, sorry.
You go right ahead.
You want to do it?
No, go ahead, that's fine.
So this is Darcy Perkins to my left. She is assisting me in the Public Works and Economic Development area. She has an Economic Development degree and International Business degree. Did I get it all right, Darcy? She's been here, is this our third or fourth week? Fourth week together. She's been incredible. Very, very helpful in my office, so we're actually being able to reduce some of the stacks of paper and the workload in my office, which is great, so we can be a little bit more proactive instead of reactive.
Which brings us to Darcy saying hello to the world.
Hello, world.
Whatever you want to say, go ahead and do it right now. You don't have to, but if you want to just introduce yourself, now's the time.
Happy to be here. Not from around here, I'm from Tennessee. My husband is from here. We love it, and we are hoping to be here for a while, so I'm happy to be involved, and so far, so good. I'm really enjoying kind of the progress that we're making, so I look forward to continuing that journey with you guys. So that's it, that's all I got.
All right. Next we have the city clerk, and they told me there was some sort of election.
A little one.
All right. How did all that go?
It went very well. We didn't lose a single person. So we had a large number of absentee voters. They voted by mail. We sent out, and then also 20 to 50 people came into the clerk's office the few weeks leading up to the election to vote by absentee. So we ended up with 747 absentee ballots. And then we still had lots of people that came to vote. So in all, we had total participation was 2,449 voters in the city of Richland Center. which is about a 90% voting rate, which we think is fantastic. The day went very smooth, it was wonderful. We had some wonderful helpers from the council, also community, people who've done it lots of times, new people. It was a great day.
Thank you very much. Ashley?
So as Amanda said, we had the election, which is quite an undertaking for weeks ahead of time, and now on the other side, she still has a lot of work to do. So the office has been managing that, as well as we're working on budget development, meetings with personnel and finance, processing open enrollment, police union negotiations, amongst many other things. So it's been quite a chaotic and trying time, but we're surviving, which is remarkable. Like Amanda said, we haven't lost anyone yet, so we're in pretty good shape.
Thank you. And we had a department head come in after I started, Mr. Billy Jones.
Yeah, good evening. So PD status-wise, we're almost back up to full staff. About 3 weeks ago, Officer Weigel came off of field training, so he's on his own shift, working the midnight shift, graveyards. Things are going well, obviously still a little bit to learn. And then Officer Fogo is currently just about done with phase 1 of his field training. But he's learning a lot, and like a sponge, just sucking up a bunch of knowledge that the officers are giving him. And he'll be training until midway through January, and then January he'll start on his own. Just started the sergeant promotion process with Sergeant Barr leaving and going to the county. Now that we're getting back up to working capacity, we got the sergeant process promoted. We're full staff, so that means we'll promote somebody from inside the department. So we got some candidates going there, but the process is just starting. Call volume still up. We're running in between 170 to 190 calls per month. So you know it's flowing. It's definitely flowing, and we're just living the dream and getting along.
How did Halloween go in the city?
I'm sorry.
Halloween in the city, how did it go?
Halloween, as far as I know, it went good. I know the fire department was out and about doing their thing. I heard a lot of compliments and positive comments on that. Seems like there was a lot of kids in all the neighborhoods. We didn't have any tragic accidents or anything like that. I think maybe a few pumpkins took a hit, but that's about it. That's how it is. So we'll take it.
Thank you. Oh, we got a new department head walking in right now.
Hello.
Hi, Jody.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good. I should wait, but we're in the middle of the meeting, so we're not going to. How are things in the parks?
They're good, very good. We're closing down everything, planning for next year.
So we were just talking about Halloween. A lot went on in the park. How'd all that go?
The trick-or-treat trail was amazing, perfect weather. We had almost 600 kids, I think, going by the little bags of 2 pieces of candy we pre-packaged. So all the businesses really went out, decorated up really nice, so it was a lot of fun. Tons of people. It was great. It just seems to grow every year.
It does. Keith Bailey called me today to talk about rotary lights.
Okay.
How's all that? It looks good.
So far, so good, yeah. The guys had a really not so great day putting the lights up. I think it was probably the windiest and rainiest ever, but they managed to get them up, it looks like. And I know Tess and Doug are probably going to help with posts here soon, so everything, if they haven't already.
You bet.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I think I got everybody, and that might be the most department heads we've had in a meeting in the last 2 years. So thank you to all of you who are here tonight. Okay, next, mayor and older persons, committee, commission, board reports and comments. Mr. Ron Fruit.
I think appreciation is due to Amanda and Misty for the job they did with the election. Election day went very smooth. It was very, very busy, but I think at the end of the day, things went really, really well. The only other thing I would add is the Tourism Commission will meet 1 week from today, 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. On the schedule is to, or the agenda is to develop the annual budget It's later in the month than what we would typically meet, but budget numbers hopefully will be available. And then we're hoping that a potential board member can be, or commission member can be appointed tonight, giving us a full commission membership in which to be able to conduct a budget meeting again. 4 o'clock at the Depot on Tuesday. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Karen Tepley.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just back up what Stacy has reported from the library board. Once again, we hope that Mayor will be appointing another library board member from the city to fill our commission, our board. And then from Historic Preservation Commission, we heard back from the state level last week on the plaque that we are doing for Governor Thompson. They have kind of the last say on what is going to go on the plaque. So they made a few recommendations, so we're going to meet and finalize that. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
You bet. Tom McCarthy.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Mark Chambers.
Just to back up what Jody was talking about with the trick-or-treating, and then as well as getting the lights up for the Rotary Lights, which is usually a pretty well-attended thing, depending on the weather. Add on to that, a couple of sanctioned groups coming into the Parks Department. Sunrise Basketball was one of them. And then we also approved futsal and the Church League co-ed volleyball. Still kind of a discussion about the dugouts. I mentioned them at the last board meeting. Kind of trying to figure out if there has to be any digging. Does that have any problems with curb, gutter, and electrical and fiber optic and so on and so forth. So still kind of trying to figure those things out. But potentially some refurbished or replaced dugouts across Cup Park. And I think that's it.
Thanks, Melanie Walters.
From the Simons Committee, we met last night, and Mike Hardy, the director, he's working on applying for a grant that will hopefully allow him to refurbish the basketball courts out there. And then we're working in conjunction, it'll come before City Council once it's been worked all over. We made some recommendations last night to how we would like to update the agreement for Simons between the city and the county, because the last agreement was drafted in 1987 and it has never been looked at since. So we're kind of looking at that agreement, seeing if we can bring it a little more up to date, working with Attorney Wendell. So once we have a little more info about that, then we will bring it back, we'll bring it to council to kind of get your thoughts before it finally goes to the county. And that's all.
Thanks. Kevin Novick.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Steve Downs.
Just a couple of things. Darcy, welcome. This is the greatest little town, greatest city in the state of Wisconsin, I think, in the country. You'll hopefully enjoy it. On Monday, May 28th, or October 28th, we had a meeting of the ADA committee. I think I see Casey out there. He kind of did a lot. And I'm trying to go off notes here because we Ashley took the notes and was going to type up the draft minutes, but she kind of got busy with the election, I think. Didn't get to it, so that was maybe my fault for expecting that. So I'm kind of going off her notes and my notes, and probably going to leave a whole bunch out. It's a fairly long meeting, I thought, not having as much, not having a lot on the agenda. But we talked a lot about the role, purpose, and scope of the ADA committee, and really haven't really nailed the whole thing down, but we kind of looked at maybe getting a DOT grant for some of the sidewalks. There's some sidewalks up, especially Church and Fourth, and the outer areas away from the city center. They don't have the wheelchair ramps at the corners, so we need to fix that. And we're also going to look at making the parks more ADA friendly or more handicap friendly, and we're looking at some grants and so on for that, and we're trying to get the trying to get the rolls down and trying to come up with an itemized list of what we want to tackle first, what we want to tackle next, and look for grants and so forth that we can use to pay for it without burdening the taxpayer further.
Steve, so a good meeting.
Yeah, it was a good meeting.
Just a lot to accomplish, I think.
Yeah. Casey, would you like to say anything?
I think we covered a lot of ground. I think you covered most of it. Basically, we're just trying to see what we can do in the community, what options there are, and we're welcome for any additional input.
Excellent. Thank you.
And that's about all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Ryan, Karen?
From finance, we continue to work on the budget.
For sure. Okay, I've got two other updates from the fire district. Last night, the 2025 budget was approved. So that's done, and the joint ambulance committee has not been dull of late. There are, it's kind of some change going on, and there are some of the long-term members of that committee that would like that committee to be restored or moved to status of standing committee rather than advisory committee. And Mr. Windle, Attorney Windle, at the last meeting advised them how to approach that through a resolution. Whether that gets done or not, we'll find out at the next meeting, but that would not be an insignificant change. I am going to ask Mr. Windle, do you have any comment or from your participation in that meeting or advice on whether an opinion on whether an advisory committee or a standing committee is appropriate in this case?
I don't have an opinion on that. I simply instructed the committee on the process it could utilize to make their desires known to the county board based on the lack of communication really from the county as to the impact that switching to an administrator form of government would have on the authority of the committee.
So we'll continue to work on that with ambulance, fires running well, budget is approved. Okay. Next on the agenda is the treasurer's report.
This evening, we have the utility treasurer's report in your packet, but the city's is not available yet.
Okay, any significant changes month over month? Any questions from the council? I know they're all looking at it on their tablets. Okay, discussion of the treasurer's report? Okay, if none, then I'm going to move on to the payment of the bills. While the council reviews the bills, we'll read the following. The bills presented on this day, excluding any library fund invoices having been referred to the Finance and Budget Committee and said committee having duly investigated and audited these bills, hereby make the following recommendation: that the city bills presented on this day be paid with the following adjustments and or exceptions. No adjustments or exceptions are listed. It is signed by all three members of the Finance Committee. Once the council has read through the bills, entertain a motion to pay them.
Motion to pay the bills.
Motion from Mr. Moby, is there a second? Second from Mr. Downs. Discussion of the bills. Okay, hearing none, we need a roll call for that.
Cairns?
Aye.
Downs?
Aye.
Walters?
Aye.
Melby?
Aye.
Chambers?
Aye.
McCarthy?
Aye.
Hepley?
Aye.
Fruit?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, next on the agenda is a public hearing in the matter of state and federal aid for improvements at the Richland Airport. Can we get the microphone to Mr. Glassbrenner? Jason, you've got the floor, sir.
All right, thank you. So this agenda item or this hearing is in a matter of state and federal aid for the improvements at the Richland Airport 93C. The background is this public hearing is part of the process of working with the Wisconsin DOT Bureau of Aeronautics to identify projects and gain funding for the operation and capital improvement of the Richland Airport 93C. Notice of this hearing was mailed to surrounding property owners on 10/29/24 and was published in the Richland Observer on 10/31/24. I'm going to go ahead and read the notice because when we're dealing with federal funds, I'm just wanting to make sure we're crossing the Ts and dotting the Is. So here is a copy of the notice that was published, and it reads this way: Notice of public hearing in the matter of state and federal aid for the improvement at Richland Airport, 28929 County Highway BA, Richland Center, Wisconsin. The City of Richland Center, Wisconsin is considering petitioning the State of Wisconsin Department of Transportation for the state and federal aid to undertake the following development at the Richland Airport, 93C. Land acquisition, procure snow removal equipment, reconfigure, reconstruct, or rehabilitate taxiways, taxiway connectors, and associated lighting and signs, reconfigure, reconstruct, or rehabilitate apron, reconfigure, reconstruct, or rehabilitate runway 17/35 and associated lighting, taxi lanes rehabilitation or reconstruction, conduct airport master plan, let's see, Exhibit A/ALP update, T-hanger construction, construct maintenance building, crack fill and seal coat runway 17/35, clear and maintain runway approaches as stated in the Wisconsin Admin Code, State Statute 55, and any necessary related work. Notice is hereby given to the Common Council, by the Common Council of the City of Richland Center. Wisconsin will hold a public hearing at 6:30 p.m. or soon after on Tuesday, November 12, 2024 at the Richland, at the Council Room, City Municipal Building, 450 South Main Street, Richland Center, Wisconsin. All interested people are invited to attend and present their views on the need for the proposed airport development. So with that, I'd like to just cover a couple more ground rules. If anyone has written statements or other exhibits in place of or in addition to an oral statement, you may submit them to me. The Public Works Director, my email is my mailing address is 450 South Main Street, Richland Center, Wisconsin 53581, or you can contact me by email at jason.glassner@richlandcenterwisconsin.gov, no later than Friday, November 15th, 2024. This is a free and open discussion, and presentations of views relevant to the purpose of the hearing are allowed. These proceedings are informal, and presentations should not be subject to cross-examination. Comments or information and data illustrating the need or lack thereof for the mentioned projects are welcome. Adverse effects of the projects or the airport on the community, those opinions are also welcome. Testimony should be relevant, factual, and non-repetitive. And if you'd like to make a comment, I just have you raise your hand. I'll pass the mic. If you would please state your name and make the comment that you have, and we will conduct the hearing.
All right, let's get the microphone to the first speaker. Whoever would like to go first.
I'm going to go first. Anyway, I'm Carlos Canai. I'm a pilot that flies out of the Richland Airport. Also a commercial pilot, president of the Vista Flying Club there, and been there for well over 20 years. And I've seen the improvements that have been done in that, and so it's been a while since improvements have been done there with the runway and the apron and that. We have a runway that's got big expansion joints in it, and very rough for taxiing and takeoff and that. I think that's one of the most important things that need to be addressed. Also, the lighting down at the airport, it's either totally off or right, and due to regulations, that lighting needs to be lit, needs to be on the lower intensity. So at the present time, we have no lighting unless a pilot activates it. So those are the two important things, are the runway expansion joints and the lighting. So I think that needs to be addressed for safety reasons.
Thank you.
Yes, is it going through okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Mike Kaufman. Most of you know me. I've been associated with the airport for over 50 years, and between Arliss and I, almost about 95% of the pilots in the area have been taught by one or the other of us. So, and I want to echo some of the things that Arliss said. The airport has been kind of let go for a little bit of a period of time. And I think that we need to actually, and I spoke with the mayor and several other people about forming an airport commission to go ahead, because a lot of people don't understand how airports run, how airplanes fly, et cetera, et cetera. And rather than spending a lot of time with a video presentation, I do have a presentation I'd like to show to any of the older persons, anybody interested on how airplanes fly or why airports are important and some of the things that need to be addressed. So with that, that's the end of my statement. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Is there anyone else? I think we need to, yeah, there's the taker. We're gonna do this 3 times. I think we have to close it with 3 announcements to close, and then we're gonna move on.
Hi, Trevor Burns. First flight was out of that airport there that I did. Now a commercial pilot flying with United out of Chicago. But travel back and forth from this community to go to work. And yeah, so airport means a lot to me there. And but there's no home for my airplane there, because we don't have any hangars that are available. So I certainly am vouching that more hangars get allocated and built so that mine can live there.
Thank you.
My name is Art Simpson. I'm a retired corporate pilot. I've been on field down here. I learned, this guy here taught me how to fly back in 1971. And I went on to become a professional pilot for many, many years. And just retired as of about 10 years ago now. At any rate, I do have a hangar at the field. And like Arliss here said, and Mike, we do have much of a need for improvements on that field. Runway, lighting, tree removal to the north end of the field. There's some safety things that are going on. Airport lighting is one that was mentioned. Zoning, as far as people having access to the airport. People walk their dogs and everything on the runways. That's not acceptable. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention was I had the opportunity to meet with Mark Higgs down at Lone Rock Airport. Jason Glassberg and I met with him along with Al Sherwood. And a lot of airplanes fly into Lone Rock that do business in Richland Center. And so 80% of the airplanes that came there to visit, turboprops and jets alike, were coming to Richland Center to visit the corporations here in town. If our airport was improved to a better situation, a better condition, we would have that traffic in here. Plus, we are missing out on a lot of tourism. There's a lot of people out there that fly airplanes that do travel by aircraft for tours. And so our airport, if it was improved, Mike got it established, we get this beautiful terminal out here. Just take advantage of that. And like Trevor said, let's get some hangars built out there. We have more people. We've got waiting lines for people that will bring their airplanes to this airport. That would increase our fuel sales. That would increase the opportunity for any maintenance could be done on the field. So there's a lot of things that could be done out here to really help our airport advance to a new stage. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Right behind you.
I am Eric Slowback, and yeah, from the area, learned to fly here back in the early 80s from Mike here. And right now I'm an airline pilot based out of New York and live in Cincinnati. And I use the airport regularly, come in every couple of weeks in my airplane. And I agree with the previous statements, the runway needs some repair. And also there's a lack of hangar space. Recently bought a hangar in Lone Rock just because of the lack of hangar space there, but that's not ideal, but that's what I did. So that's about all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Jason Edwards. I run Edwards Aircraft Service out of Boscoville. I also do a lot of maintenance on your field in Richland. Arlo taught me to fly there in the late 90s, I guess it was. And I'm a hangar owner down there. You have a beautiful opportunity to make that better. And I will continue to come over there and do maintenance where needed. So you do have aircraft maintenance close. However, the airport is in a state of disrepair, and when I first opened my shop in Boscoville, I was the airport manager, so I was largely working with the airport commission on how to navigate some of those things, and I'd be willing to help here. I know I talked to you, Mr. Glassbrenner, a while ago on the phone. It's a gateway to the community, and there's a lot of simple things you can do to really make it better. We could get one of the retired squad cars down there and have a courtesy vehicle again. You would see a lot of airplanes on the field. On the good days, I get to fly back and forth to work, so I'm largely invested in seeing this go well at the airport.
Thank you.
Yeah, airport's very important to the community. CEOs of companies and that, time is of the essence, so flying is the way they go from place to place. And you know, if a business wants to come in here and a CEO company wants to start a business here, he doesn't want to drive here, he wants to fly here. Time is of the essence, so your airport is very important for the future of Richland Center. So we need to keep it strong, yeah, and safe.
Anyone else? Okay, second request, is there anyone who would like to speak at the public hearing in the matter of state and federal aid for improvements at the Richland Airport? All right, third and final request. Is there anyone who would like to speak in the public hearing in the matter of state and federal aid for improvements at the Richland Airport? Okay, I guess everyone that wanted to speak got an opportunity to entertain a motion to close the public hearing in the matter of state and federal aid for improvements at the Richland Airport.
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Tepley, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Downs. Discussion? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public hearing is now closed. Mr. Glassbrenner, next on the agenda is the consider resolution petitioning the Secretary of Transportation for airport improvement aid for the Richland Airport.
Yes, and so I created an agenda cover item for you there. That is the exact purpose of this next agenda item, is to go ahead and approve a resolution so that we petition the Secretary of Transportation for the improvement aid. This did visit Planning Commission on 8/28. Again, this process is part of the work with the DOT, Bureau of Aeronautics, to identify projects and gain funding for the operation of the Richland Airport. Just a little bit of the Planning Commission. This is the report from the Planning Commission. On August 28, 2024, the Planning Commission reviewed the Richland Airport 93C proposal for airport improvements. Planning Commission unanimously voted to report to the Council their review and approval of the airport improvements as outlined in the excerpt of their meeting minutes listed below. So that is the same list of items that I read in the public hearing notice as well, and it is repeated again in this resolution. The recommendation from my department is to execute the resolution. The requested action is a motion to pass the resolution petitioning the Secretary of Transportation for airport improvement aid for the Richland Airport 93C. Just one more thing before you might entertain a motion and do the discussion. At this point in time, the City of Richland Center has access to $952,666 in federal aid. In 2025, there will be distributed more entitlement funds, or they'll be allocated for us. We expect that amount will total another $263,000. So a lot of the work that we're able to do for capital improvement at the airport is covered by federal aid. The portion that usually the municipality is responsible for is about a 10%
of those funds. Currently, we do have money set aside at the value of, let's see, we have a budgeted outlay about $37,000 that can go towards those matches should we get to using those funds and need to match with the federal dollars. So that's a little bit more background on it.
Okay. So at this point, the council's got, I can see them looking at the resolution on their tablets. It's a little bit lengthy, but we can entertain a motion to approve, but if you do so, ask you to in your motion to suspend the rules and waive the reading. Otherwise, it's a pretty lengthy read. So entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
Your motion then is to suspend the rules, waive the reading, and adopt the resolution petitioning the Secretary of Transportation for airport improvement aid for the Richland Airport?
Yes.
Well said, sir.
I'll second that.
Motion for Mr. Downs, second for Ms. Walters. Did you get that? Okay. So we have the motion and the second. All right, discussion on this one. Jason, sure, go ahead, sir.
Last year, I came down here, talked to you
Yeah.
about that intersection on 14 in the high school.
Hold on, I'm in the middle of a vote on an airport issue right now.
All right, vote.
Great.
No.
Well, we're going to.
Vote no.
Okay, Jason, projected impact need for this resolution, so everybody understands what we're doing here.
Yeah, well, again, the purpose of the resolution is so that we gain access to these funds, right? So the $952,000, unless we pass this resolution, we don't have access to those funds. So the purpose of the definition or the projects that we listed, the possible projects, is their process of saying, hey, there's money, and you've identified projects, and once you pass this resolution, we can move into more finite planning of what it is that the airport needs to accomplish to make sure that it's in good condition.
Okay, any discussion, further discussion on the resolution?
Jason, that planning that you've just alluded to, that would be a cooperative planning between the city, whatever board that may be or may not be created, as well as the Department of Aeronautics through the Wisconsin DOT, correct?
Correct. So we have many of the pilots here probably know her personally. Wendy Hottenstein is our airport engineer who is over our airport from the Bureau of Aeronautics. So we work one-on-one with her. She assists us in identifying things, making sure that we're meeting all federal regulation with regard to use of these funds, making sure that we have the request for proposals for projects and quotes and bids in place. So I believe Wendy, Mr. Kaufman, Wendy was probably instrumental in getting the new terminal there. So
And the fuel system.
And the fuel system. So that again is why this has a couple of elements. One is to list the projects. The second is for us to gain access to the funding. The third is to designate the Secretary of Transportation as an agent of ours, so that allows Wendy and the Bureau of Aeronautics staff to act on our behalf and to assist us to the level that they're able. And then there's the airport owner assurance, which is just basically the city saying, yes, we agree when we sign our name on a line that we'll adhere to the federal requirements that surround the use of those funds.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Yep.
Question?
Yep.
Jason, is there a time frame that we need to use the funds? Or is it?
Yes, all funds have an expiration date. Right now, we have actually 2021 entitlement funds that are available to us, and they are nearing the end of their usable usable term. And so that's another reason why this is so critical tonight, is so that we can get into the process of identifying the project to be able to assign the funds to a specific project so that we don't lose the funds. There are other things we can do. We can lend the funds to other airports in the area in case that they would have a project, but in conversations with the Bureau and Wendy, we believe that we'll be able to use the 2021 entitlement actually on some early and immediate planning elements that need to be done for the airport.
Okay, so you said that there's, that date is approaching. Do we have a date from the DOT or anyone, or is it just?
There are dates established, but in my conversations with Wendy, there's some flexibility. So the pressure's really on from the federal level to get these funds allocated. Those funds, the first group of funds I have down that she's indicated that by June 2025 there needs to be an allocation of the first group of funds.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, we'll need a roll call vote.
Cairns.
Aye.
Downs.
Aye.
Walters.
Aye.
Melby.
Aye.
Chambers.
Aye.
McCarthy.
Aye.
Tepley.
Aye.
Group.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, next, Jason, Richland Airport Agency Agreement and Federal Block Owner Assurances.
Yeah, so I know it sounds like it's repetitive, but the first one is the resolution to do what we need to do, and the second part is actually to agree to their agreement, which is in your packet. Again, all part of the process of being able to use these funds. The agency agreement is attached. The requested action would be a motion to approve the agency agreement and federal grant owner's assurances for the Richland Airport. That document would identify both Mayor Todd Coppenall and the city administrator as authorized signatures to enter us into the agreement.
Questions from the, or comments from the council? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve the agency agreement and federal block owner assurances.
So moved.
Motion for Ms. Tepley, is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Downs. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll need a roll call, please.
Fruit.
Aye.
Tepley.
Aye.
McCarthy.
Aye.
Chambers.
Aye.
Melby.
Aye.
Walters.
Aye.
Downs.
Aye.
Cairns.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, next is renewal of municipal licenses.
So, we have some arcade license and an one meat processing. I'm not gonna say that one, I'm sorry. Arbitrata. So before the previous clerk left, he had started the process. They did not go to council. We didn't realize until we had one more that came in this past week. And so we would like to just take care of all of those right now, and then I would issue those licenses for arcade licenses. And most of those are new, except for the new one that just came in this week. And Walmart had one before, but they have discontinued theirs.
Okay, so we have a total of what? How many licenses tonight?
Would be, I think it's 7 total.
Okay, so we will entertain a motion to approve municipal licenses as presented.
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Moby, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Ms. Moby, discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Cairns.
I'm sorry.
Downs.
Ms. Tepley.
Aye.
Sorry.
Walters. Aye. Melby.
Aye.
Chambers.
Aye.
McCarthy.
Aye.
Tepley.
Aye.
Fruit.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, that one's done. Item 8, 2025-26 Community Center Meal Site Agreement. Jody.
Yes, looking to approve renewal agreement between city and county for limited use of community and senior center for serving meals, January 2025 through December 31st, 2026. The county pays the city $300 a month in advance of the first day of the month for rental of the kitchen and serving meals in the senior center. Basically, some changes to the contract were updating times. It was 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. They wanted to move it to 8 a.m., but they're normally out by 12:20, done with everything, so they don't even go till 1 anyway.
They did change their service start time from noon to 11:45 a.m. And then they basically made verbiage changes to their Rise and Dine program if they're gonna post it. It used to be on Wednesday, so they're not sure if they're gonna bring that back, it might be on a different day. They just wanted to generalize it a little bit so they could be open to that. And then the phone line that we had for them was removed. They use their own cell phone service. So we've worked together with the county meal site. It's been a great service for everyone, gets more people out to the community and senior center, and they deliver a ton of meals, so it's a great service. We don't have any issues, and work well with the ladies and gentlemen, so. Just looking for approval for the contract as presented.
Okay, I see the older person's reading through it. You've had it for a few days to do so. Any questions or comments regarding the meal site agreement? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2025-26 Community Center Meal Site Agreement.
So moved.
A motion from Mr. Chambers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Downs. Is there discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Fruit,
Aye.
Tepley,
Aye.
McCarthy,
Aye.
Chambers,
Aye.
Melby,
Aye.
Walters,
Aye.
Downs,
Aye.
Cairns.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, Planning Commission recommendation, item 9, consider the request for the application of Arlene Fruit to divide a parcel of land located at 23741 Covered Bridge Drive, tax parcel 022-0741-4000. Okay, this came to the Plan Commission. It was heard by the Commission and the ETZ Board. It met with no opposition. They intend is simply to split the parcel. They don't have intent to sell at this point. Maybe someday, but just setting it up for maybe someday. So at this point, entertain a motion to approve request for the application of Arlene Fruit to divide a parcel of land located at 23741 Covered Bridge Drive. Motion for Mr. Downs.
I'll second.
Second from Ms. Tepley. Is there discussion on this one? Hearing none, let's do a roll call.
Cairns,
Aye.
Downs,
Aye.
Walters,
Aye.
Melby,
Aye.
Chambers,
Aye.
McCarthy,
Aye.
Tepley,
Aye.
Fruit.
I'll abstain.
Yep, thank you. Motion is carried. Okay, appointments to committees, commissions, boards, and confirm. We have a few tonight. Appointing Abby Johnquist to the ADA Committee. Appointing Hope Donald to the Library Board. Appointing Tony McCarville to the Tourism Commission. And appointing Plan Commission members Mark Jelenic, Lisa Miller, and Ray Wilson to the Joint ETZ Board. After this, we will still have an open spot on the Plan Commission. Again, Johnquist, ADA, Donald, Library, McCarville, Tourism, Jelenic, Miller, and Wilson, Joint ETZ Board. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion from Melanie, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Downs, is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion is carried. Now, public comment, sir.
Last year I came out and talked to you,
Yep.
and I saw nothing happen. Absolutely, it's still the same. And here not this Monday, but last Monday, there was an accident right there while all the kids were coming out.
Here, let's get everybody up to speed. Billy and Jason and Michael. He's talking about the intersection of Hive Drive and 14. We did have the DOT look at this. When the Department of Transportation, they have to be involved if we make any change on the state highway. So
That's
Jason,
nice, that's nice.
no, it's
But
state law.
what happens if the semi flies into a school bus?
Billy,
Then we have an accident.
He already looked me up, I know, I saw him doing.
so
Didn't find nothing, did you?
I remember talking to you.
Jason,
I remember you too, you didn't listen to me either.
Jason, when we had the DOT look at it, because Panorama is going to put some more apartments up there, we pointed out that there've been some concerns from
Yeah,
some
but you
locals.
had one accident, so
But we-
maybe you ought to get on the ball.
But we have told the state that there was some local concern here. And what did they say back?
Well, we know what the state does.
Okay,
ignores you.
but the state has control of the highway. It's a state highway.
But I'm still saying, if a semi runs into a school bus, I'm sure all your prayers and condolences will make everybody happy. And I think personally, if it does, I think you should be charged, all of you should charge with complicity to murder.
Comment on that, Mr. City Attorney?
Yeah, you're the city attorney, what's your opinion of that?
I think if we're not driving the semi, our liability would be limited.
Sounds like lawyer talk.
That is what I do.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so-
now as for the police chief over here, I talked to him. I showed him a law signed by the Supreme Court that you're not allowed to chalk the tires.
Yep.
And you're still doing it.
Yep.
And it was by the Supreme Court.
In a total different district.
Okay, fine. Now, I also asked you to do something about the racetrack.
Yep.
From Quick Trip to Quick Trip. I haven't seen nothing. And if you drive down there at the speed limit, you get run over. So, I'm not very impressed.
So I'm gonna ask again, Jason, what did the DOT say?
Why don't you take the gum out of your mouth so you can hear you?
I don't have gum in my mouth,
Well,
sir.
that machine you got just
Jason.
garbles your voice so I can't even hear you.
What did the DOT say about the intersection of High Drive and Highway 14?
I don't know, I didn't bother to
This
deal.
gentleman.
He's the DOT? You really want me to say that?
No, I'm not the DOT. So we spoke to the DOT, we've had on a number of occasions in regard to that intersection. They have also indicated that they see a need for planning for future improvements there, but unless they have specific data that shows that they should be contributing money to it, then the city basically is in a place where they have to go alone to improve the highway. So there are conversations that we have with the DOT on a continual basis regarding that intersection and many other conditions of the highways in Richland Center. And so I don't believe that your petition's gone unheard. It just takes time for those things to be able to be processed through.
Yeah, time kills people. So what did you find about me on your phone? Did you run a background on me?
Nope, I don't even know your name.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Gary Wilder.
Good to meet you, Gary.
Not really.
Oh,
I'm an asshole and I don't have a problem with it.
That's a matter of opinion.
But I don't see a damn thing going on except you guys raising taxes. And in the paper, we need millions and millions of dollars to fix this town. That was in the paper.
Okay, so we've been in touch with the DOT on the intersection you came down about. And we've-
Politician excuses.
And we've heard what you came to say.
Hey, Democrat.
No, I'm not. And we've heard.
All right, I'm leaving.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to speak during public comment tonight? Okay, then next on the agenda then is a closed session. So, represented employee agreement, city administrator employment agreement, actually, that's it, okay. And investment of public funds, so I entertain a motion. Is there a second? All in favor of closed session, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, we're in closed session.